Hey guys, welcome back to another financial goals hot video. So my name is Jeanette and the reason why I cashed up is to save for 1 month of expenses. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to discuss everything that happened in Jeanette's journey for Q2, right? And I want to thank Donna, I want to thank Steph, and I want to thank Lisa for making me a part of this again for Q2. So I'm super excited about this. And it did take me some time to get everything together of what I needed for this video. Right, and I did check out Donna's video. I have to go back and comment, but I did check out her video and I did write like what I got out of her video. So we're going to discuss that, and it's in this book, right? So in Q1, we did receive this booklet here, right? And I feel like Q1's booklet was more so learning our relationship with money. What did we learn about money in the past to set the tone for moving forward, right? So that's what I got out of Q1, and also like setting those goals, because Q1 is just the first 3 months of the year. You still have 3 more quarters to get things done, right? To get goals done. So I feel like Q1 just set the tone for what I want moving on in the future as far as the next quarters, right? So that's what I got out of Q1, right? Now Q2, you will be receiving, and you could get this over on Donna Powered by Creativity. So we're going to go over I didn't write in anything yet, but we're going to go over the pages and then I'll go back and actually fill this out, right? Okay, so let's get into what you will receive. So there are tabs to keep Q1 and Q2 separate, right? And then we'll have something for Q3 and Q4, right? So Q2 is all about reflection. So like I said, Q1 kind of set the tone, like your future goals for the year, right? That's how I feel. Like it just sets the tone, because you know when it starts like January, when we have January, we set all these goals, and then you take a real look at it and just be like more realistic with yourself and trying to get those goals by the end of the year that you do want to accomplish done, right? Okay, so this is all about reflection, and we're actually stepping into Q3 already, right? So we are reflecting on Q3. So whatever didn't get done in Q2, how can we move forward and try to get that done in Q3 or Q4, right? Right. Okay, so this is the beautiful cover. So again, it separates from Q1 and it goes into Q2, right? So the word is reflection. So we are reflecting, right, on our goals, on just things that we want to accomplish. All right, so make sure you check out the welcome page, read it, and you can find this over on Donna Powered by Creativity, right? Okay, this is the calendar, right, for the financial goals hot for July. So Donna Powered by Creativity, she kicked it off on the 1st, right? And then tomorrow, Budget with Mama Bear will go. We have She Persisted Budgeting Savings on the 6th. We have Layla Budgets. We have Steph's on a Budget. We have Jen Finally Saves. We have Save with Judy. We have Craft and Budget with On. Dragonfly Saves. Cash Budget Retiree. Canadian Finance Journey. Frugality is Life. Lisa Grateful Me. The Queen's Budget. Budgeting with Kim. Saving the Bacon. Odette's Budgeting Life. Little Green Cottage. She Persisted is going to close, right, Lisa? And then I'll close on the 29th. And then Mama Bear will close on the 30th. And then Donna will close on the 31st. So these are all closing videos here. So make sure you check out all the videos. I'm going to link everybody down below as well. And just pay attention to the videos, because there are some good things in these videos that might pertain to you, right? So make sure you check them out. These ladies work hard on their videos. So, give the feedback that they need. Okay, so that's that, right? And then we move on. This is everybody, again, that's a part of it, right? And then we have the brain dump page. So fill this out. And this is an important page, because this is what I need in my life, a brain dump. But we're going to get into like everything that's happened to me in Q2. And yeah. All right. And then we have the abundance and gratitude, right? Then we have money check-in. And then we have heading to the second half. So start thinking about Q3, right? And that's what we need to do at this moment. Okay, now we also have voices from the hop. So this is basically what message spoke to you in people's videos. So make sure you print out a couple of these so you can see what messages were shared and signals received from each of the videos. So just print this out a couple of times. There's 2 per page, right? So in Donna's video yesterday, what spoke to me was working hard for your future self doesn't have to. That spoke a lot to me because the steps that we take now in life will help us in the future financially, right? And also if you have children, help them as well financially. So setting the tone in the house now as far as like your relationship with money and finances, so your future self could just sit back, relax, and chill. Because to do the hard work later on, sometimes that does get a little hard, right? And then the end of the year is when we unstuff the big wins. That spoke to me how she is doing a lot of long-term challenges. And I do remember last year, like November, December, you have a big chunk of money because you are unstuffing, like, let's say yearly savings challenges that you have. And I do remember those big wins at the end, especially the hop is a big win at the end. And knowing that if I build a relationship with money throughout the year, those ends will be big wins, right? So that's like my monthlies, my whatever I have going on from like January to December. I have a couple of challenges like that I know will be big wins at the end, right? And then also what spoke to me in her video was, and go check out the video, but this is what spoke to me, like the message shared for me, right? And they will save the day for certain goals. Yeah, I said that. Keep saving and pushing to get it done. And I like that. Like, go ahead, get it done. Let's do it, right? And then the signal received was, okay, so when she opened, she said, give yourself grace, right? And then when she's like talking about her goal, before she talks about all the goals and everything, she said, I was going to give myself grace, but I saw and thought like she didn't do anything, right? She didn't accomplish any goals or anything, but took a look back and noticed that she did accomplish some goals. So the giving grace part, right? Like, how can I put this without sounding weird about it, right? So I have this whole thing now, like I give myself grace if I don't get something done, right? And in my head, I'm like, girl, just get it done. Like, stop with the giving yourself grace and get it done. Yes, we have to give ourselves grace, but just go get it done. And then when you get it done, the reward that you feel at the end is like a really good feeling. So that's what I got. I do like the give yourself grace. It's just funny because she's like, I'm going to give myself grace and bow, bow, bow. She's just there hitting goals. So I really love that about Donna's video. Go check it out. Leave a comment. I have to leave a comment, but loved her video. Very motivating. So go check that out. Okay, now let's get into what happened with Jeanette in Q2, right? Okay, so that's that, right? So make sure you go to Donna Powered by Creativity and get your Q2 book. Okay, now let's get into my financial goals, right? Oh no, let's get into my bubble chart. So I did switch up my bubble chart and that finding my balance, right? So me always trying to search for balance. I have to understand, like, in my season of life right now, I feel like balance is just not going to exist because I have little kids. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. I have to do that. Right. So I need to, what I needed to do was take that balance word out because that's what was making me stay up at night. Right. That's what keep my mind going. Like, I got to find out, when am I going to do this? Like, it just kept my mind awake all the time, 24/7. So moving on, right? It started in Q2 and trying to end the year with is to take that word balance out. That was like my word of the year. And I'm like, I need to switch that up because honestly, I have to be realistic with myself. In the season I am right now, there is not going to be balance. That's all I know. Like, it's not going to happen, right? I can try to with making schedules and things like that, but it just doesn't work for me. And I have to do what works for me, right? So we get into the bubble, right? And of course, if you guys have been here before, I'm always in the middle, right? And what has gone on as far as Q2? So Q2, Jaylene, she did get a new apartment. So she was actually staying with us for a while, and then she got the new apartment, right? So that was settled and done, but she moved in with like her 3 big dogs. So that was a lot of work. It was very interesting. It was a very interesting season of my life because I have my dogs and then these dogs. So that was interesting, but now she got her apartment and the room is free where the dogs was actually staying at, right? As far as the girls, there was a lot of end of the year things to do, like events, right? So May and the beginning of June was consumed with, we had graduation, we had the band show, we had drama show. Like there was just a lot going on at the end of the year as far as performances and events and things like that. So that took a lot of time in May, right? That I couldn't actually sit down and see like where the numbers are and things like that. Very not distracting because this is what has to happen. But yeah, it was just a lot going on in May as well as June, right? Same with Sophia. Anthony, the baby, he did graduate from preschool because they graduate from preschool in Florida. And my goal for him is to have him kindergarten ready over the summer. And the summer has been really crazy. It has been really crazy trying to come up with like summer plans so they're not bored and stuff. But it's just been a really crazy summer, right? As far as hubby, small business, the plan to pay mortgage quickly. So basically I have a envelope where I'm trying to come up with a principal payment. And I actually took money out of that to put towards the principal. Instead of it sitting there and trying to reach the goal of $3,000, I can still put this $1,000 in. And you're going to see that as it goes. So that happened, which is good. And also like talking about like a 5-year plan, like what do we see as far as our mortgage, right? So let's see if there's a way we can try to knock this out in 5 to 10 years. But that's like the main goal right now. Like, let's get this mortgage paid off, right? As far as my small business, it's growing, and the way I'm handling growth. So I feel like I'm still in the same spot as I was last quarter. It's just a lot of things all over the place. The studio get clean, and then we're back at it again once I complete a couple of orders, right? So it's not organized. It's not organized, and it's hard to keep it organized when it's all over the place, right? And what we were thinking about is moving the studio. We have 2 living rooms, so we're thinking about moving all of this in this office to one of the living rooms and making that living room dedicated for like work. So my husband's small business and my small business. We're still playing with the idea. We don't know yet, but it is a big space where we can fit a lot because this little space is hard to work in, right? As far as self-care, I do something small for myself once a month, right? Whether it's getting something to eat that I want, like little wins, nothing major, right? Or just getting a moment to myself. So it's not major self-care things, but things that make me happy. It could be a freaking snack at this point, but things that make me happy and that I enjoy, right? And then as far as YouTube is doing what works for me, no set schedule. I feel like when I try to set a schedule for YouTube, I don't get to do the schedule, and then I beat myself up for it. So moving forward, YouTube, I already started in Q2. I'm just going to sit in the table and do whatever makes me happy, whether it's a stuffing. I always keep up with my live videos on Saturdays, but I'm just going to stuff and make things more happy for me. So there's really no set schedule. There's no set like this binder is getting this much and that binder is getting that much. It's more so whatever I feel like doing, if I feel like doing a video that day. So it's not very schedule based, and I kind of like it that way because it doesn't put a lot of pressure on me, right? And switching it up, so I did say that. And then growth, YouTube growth is there, but like I said, I'm only producing probably 1 to 2 videos a week, and I'm doing what makes me happy when I come to the table. So of course savings challenges make me happy, but at the end of the day, I'm still saving. And also I've learned how to stuff off camera. So last year, majority of my stuffing was on camera. I've learned how to stuff off camera. Like if I need a break from working, I would literally sit there, get a savings challenge out and put a couple of dollars in it. So learning how to stuff off camera. So that's actually working out for me and helping me set my goals, right? So that's that. Now let's get into the financial goals, right? So as far as my small business, I had a goal to fulfill 160 orders. And this is how the Q2 went, right? So I had a total of 35 orders in April. Using AI has helped me with a lot as far as my small business. Like I said on the live that we had introducing Q2, it's actually fitting like a secretary for me. So if you haven't jumped on that bandwagon, I suggest you do, because it does help me keep on track with certain things. So that's something I feel like Q2 I really dove into, and it's really working for me. So I'm excited about that, right? In May, a total of 48 orders. Slowing time. So it was a slower time to work because of all the events that the kids had, right? But I still got the things done, right? But it felt more like, I don't want to say rushed, but that's when I was more in my head. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. So in May, I was really in my head, like trying to figure things out. So that was May. And then June, the first week of June was more school events. And then that's when summer vacation came in, right? So total of 41 other orders. It's summertime, so more time to work. But at the same time, I have to, make sure the kids are having fun over the summer, whether it's going to the pool or going to the park or doing things like that, like to get them out the house. So, and there is no schedule for that, but it's just like, hey, you guys want to go here? Let's do this. We'll go to the post office. The post office is more like 4 or 5 times a week, right? And then we'll let's go to the park, or, let's grab something to eat. And also another thing that I wanted to watch was my spending. So last quarter I was spend. I feel like this quarter spending did go a lot into whatever events the kids had, graduation and things like that. But that was money allotted for that. And in June, I created a no spend. So in the month of June, I checked the numbers. I think last video, I only spent 3 days in the whole month, which was good. So before I leave the house, let's say we are going to go to the park or we go to the pool, I bring something like juices and things with us so we don't have to spend money outside. So whatever is in the house already, like juices and things like that. And then when we get home, we'll have the big lunch or whatever we need to do, dinner, lunch, or whatever. But I have controlled my spending as far as spending outside. Okay, savings. Now, savings goals, right? Savings challenges completed. So I'm only going to talk about savings challenges completed, because at the end of the month, if we go here, I have sheets here where I jot down the save to sync method. So jot down all the savings challenges that were completed, not what I've stuffed, because I feel like once they're completed, then you can put those into sinking funds or where they need to go, right? More money was saved, but I just went according to how many savings challenges were completed in that month, right? So I usually write them all down and then what sinking funds it will go to. So I did that April, May, and then I did it in June, right? So sticking to that plan, right? So in April, I completed 14 savings challenges. I saved a total of $744. And I'm trying to build back up my savings as well as my emergency, because those did get unstuffed in Q1, right? So again, here, stuffing off camera, but the budget is all over the place. So let's say I get paid for my small business. That's another thing. When you're running a small business, it's not a set income, so you don't know what's flowing that week. Sometimes there's weeks that you don't make anything. So it's like money in, give it a home, right? Give each dollar a home. And I feel comfortable with that. The only thing with that is that I'm not writing down the plan, right? It's just in the moment. And I need to get better with writing the plan. Like money's still getting saved, but it's kind of getting saved all over the place, right? Like not having the way I used to have a YouTube schedule. It's like I said, whatever makes me happy at that moment. If I'm filming a video, this is the challenge that I want to do, and I'm going to put $20 towards that. And then the rest of the money is going to get saved to X amount. Like things like as far as sinking funds, I'll throw some money in there. Business binder, things like that. So that was April. And then May, I completed 20 savings challenges. I saved 841, putting more money towards back to school. So the main goal right now, because back to school is in August, is to get back to school fully funded. That's the main goal. And I started in May, and in June I buckled down more on it. But July, like this month, has to be the month that it's like fully funded, so I can go out at actually the last week of July. It has to be fully funded so I can go out, get the kids when I need to get them. So I have to really, really buckle down on back to school, right? And then putting more towards back to school, emergency, and savings, right? And then for June, I completed 17 savings challenges. I saved a total of $913. Again, this is completed savings challenge. So these are challenges that went on for a couple months, maybe a month, maybe a couple weeks, right? So I completed 2 months ahead, right, for the water bill. So I try to do 1 month ahead for the smaller bills first, and then I'll start reaching the bigger bills. So I did 2 months ahead for the water bill, and then I put $1,000 towards the principal payment of the mortgage. So that was exciting. And the goal for the principal by the end of the year is $3,800, I believe it is. Yeah. So still got a long ways to go, but I feel like I can accomplish that because we do have those big wins at the end of the year, like the hot video. And then I have a lot of long-term challenges as well going on, right? So concentrate on back to school. That was June. And as far as YouTube goes, right? Like I said, I'm down to 1 to 2 videos a week. I'm concentrating more on my 100 savings challenge binder once a week. So I make sure that is a video that goes up once a week. And then everything else as far as savings challenges, I'll do like a couple in 1 week, wait a week, do the rest. And then like it's a every other week thing going on right now, right? So making sure at the end of the month that my monthly challenges are complete. So my January through December challenges. So before the month ends, I make sure that those are complete for the month. And then at the end of the year, I'll have a big win with those, right? As far as May, down to 1 to 2 videos a week. And this is not including my lives, right? And like I said, having fun when I come to the table, no set schedule, because that's what makes me overthink. When I try to create this schedule that I know in my head that I'm not going to accomplish. I know I'm not, like, not being realistic, right? Like the schedule switches all the time, and then I still do something else, right? So I'm just going to concentrate on things that make me happy when I come to the table, right? And again, making sure my monthly is complete. So for April and May, the monthlies were complete, as well as June, right? So for June, again, down to 1 to 2 videos a week, still saving with no set schedule. So saving off camera does help as well. And then at the end of the year, I'll see like, wow, like I did accomplish these goals because money is still being saved. And I am controlling my spending as well with my no spend. It's something about doing a no spend when you see, I'm like coloring hearts. Like I have a whole no spend binder. And it's something about coloring the heart, the color that you set for the no spend is actually very rewarding at the end. And then when you look at all of it, it's like, wow, it was only 3 days in the whole month that I spent. And again, you have to be realistic with yourself as well. Like last year, I was really good about having no spends months on end. But this year is totally different. So hopefully, guys, this was helpful for you guys. Again, like Donna said, give yourself grace, but try to get those goals accomplished the way it makes you happy, the way it makes you feel. So like after I get done with a cash stuffing, it just makes me happy that I did that. When I finish a savings challenge, it's something about that ding, ding, ding. It's something about that bell that like triggers like happiness, like, oh my gosh, I got something done. And it doesn't matter how long you took to do it, as long as you got it done. There's a lot of savings challenges that I've been doing since last year. And when they do finish, like when I accomplish the goal of finishing them, the win is just very amazing and rewarding. Like I feel good when I do it. Like even when I do a cash stuffing, like when I do a video, at the end of it, like, wow, that felt good. And it really did. Like it really feels good to save money. So whether you're a creator, not a creator, all the advice I can give is that, you know, I don't have a set schedule, but I am doing things that make me happy. So hopefully you guys got a message out of this. And this is like all the people who have a schedule and keep up with the schedule, I give it to you guys. But my season in life right now is no schedule with these kids. It's literally all over the place, but you know what? That's okay, because I know I'll reach a season in my life that maybe I can actually sit there and keep up with a schedule and try to find that word balance in there. So yeah, guys, hopefully this video was fun for you guys. Hopefully the video was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in Q3's video. Make sure you check out everybody. The calendar and the booklet is in DonnaPoweredByCreativity.com. Bye.